At the end of my VidCon vlog, I promised that I would make a separate video talking more about my thoughts on the event because it was quite crazy. There was a lot going on, so there wasn't really time to stop and talk to the camera in between panels so much. So I'm going to tell you my thoughts on VidCon as my first experience there and about some of my favourite panels and some insights that I gained, that sort of thing. This was my first time at VidCon and I didn't really know what to expect apart from what I'd seen in other YouTubers' videos from previous years, which was mostly a lot of screaming going on and people lining up to meet people and stuff like that. What I was quite excited about for VidCon is the Creator Pass, which is new this year. So there was 3 levels of passes that you could buy. There was a Community Pass, which got you into the Expo Hall and community events like panels and main stage shows and things and signings. Then there was a Creator Track, which is what I got. This was my badge. And that let you into a different level of the convention centre which had panels specifically for creators. So that meant all of the topics of the panels had to do with actually making videos rather than it just being about the YouTubers on the panels themselves, if that makes sense. And then the highest level you can buy is the Industry Pass, which I guess is for companies to send along their employees who work on their YouTube channels and online video, that sort of thing. I don't know how much I would have enjoyed VidCon if the Creator Pass wasn't a thing. I'm sure I would have still loved it, but I'm very glad that they've put that in place and I hope they keep going with that because it was cool that you could get out of the craziness of that bottom floor of the expo hall and people running around meeting people and stuff and go upstairs to a more chilled out area where there were some creator lounges sponsored by brands. There's free tea and coffee and stuff, and it's just a generally more relaxed vibe to sit and soak up some learning. So overall, I really loved VidCon and I would definitely be going back next year. It was crazy and full on 3 days. As an introvert going to VidCon, there is not much time to like chill and recharge your batteries, so make sure you do that before you go. It was crazy, but it was a lot of fun and I feel like I learned a lot and got a lot of inspiration from it. There was definitely, I don't want to say a darker side because that's unnecessarily dramatic, but a less fun side to VidCon that I talked a little bit about in my monthly newsletter for July. And if you didn't know, I have a monthly newsletter that I send out just with an update on life and content that I've made and that others have made that I've enjoyed that month, and I'll link down below in the description box where you can sign up if you feel like doing that. In it I talked about the fact that there was a lot of times throughout VidCon that I felt kind of envious of other people, which is not really like me and not something that I really expected. At one stage in our hotel room we were overlooking like a courtyard area where they were setting up for a big YouTube party. We wondered if it was something to do with VidCon that we could perhaps go along to, but it turned out when the event came that it was just for like invited creator guest people, so we were not able to go. And that made me really sad. And it wasn't because I thought that I was cool enough that I should have been invited to this party, and it wasn't because I wanted to hang out with famous YouTubers, please don't go thinking that. I think it just made me sad to see that divide between bigger and smaller YouTubers in action. The fact that the bigger ones could go to the cool events and had things organised for them to do like networking stuff, and the smaller ones didn't have anything put on for them in the evenings. We just had to sort of make our own events, I suppose. Basically what I want is just to be accepted as part of the YouTube community, especially in London where there are so many YouTubers. It makes it really difficult. But it's kind of sad that it seems like it is about the numbers or about who you know for those sorts of things. And I don't have the numbers and I don't know any of the right people, so I don't know. I hope this is coming across right. Basically, I just felt really insignificant, which wasn't a nice feeling, but I know that that is totally on me. That is my fault that I felt that way. It wasn't the situation's fault or anything like that. It's just how I read it. The thing that I really like about YouTube though is that everyone does have a chance. All of those people who were inside those exclusive events that I was finding myself feeling envious of, they all started out exactly where I am and they worked super hard to get where they are today. So that's what I need to do as well. I had a mentorship meeting with a beauty lifestyle vlogger, Nikki Philippi, which actually made me realise that perhaps I should think of this feeling of missing out as motivation instead of just, you know, wallowing in it, I suppose. Talking to her and getting her advice for my channel was really valuable, and it just made me realise how hard she's worked to get where she is today and how clever she is and how much she's learned along the way. So I just need to keep working hard as well. My friend Katie has been to a few more VidCons than me. I think this was her 3rd or 4th. And she said that that feeling of the divide doesn't bother her as much anymore because she's kind of used to it now. Forgive me for paraphrasing you there, Katie, if you're watching this. So I think that the next VidCon I'm going to go along expecting that divide to be there, and it won't surprise me so much and it won't affect me so much, which will be good. It was the first year of the creator pass of VidCon, like I mentioned, but I really hope the next year they might put on some after parties for the creator track as well, because there are some for the community, there are obviously some for the invited guests, I think there was some for industry as well, so I think it'd be cool if there was some after parties for creators to go and know that lots of other creators will be there. I mean, we did sort of find each other. We found that most people tended to hang out in the hotel bar, so it's just really lucky that we were staying at the Hilton and were able to go and hang out with people down there. We also discovered a free happy hour on the last day in the Panasonic Creator Lounge, which was really awesome. So there was just lots of new creators we hadn't met before hanging out there and chatting, and we were all just sitting in a big group and talking about YouTube, which was really fun. You would have already seen in my vlog what panels I went to and what I did each day, and if you haven't seen that yet, then it will be linked right here and also down below. I thought right now I'd tell you about a couple of my most favourite panels and the insights that I got from them. The very first panel of VidCon that I went to was Building an Empire with these people here, and that was actually turned out to be one of my favourite panels of the whole event. It really made me want to run my own business and work for myself one day. I've always said that I don't want to be a full-time YouTuber because I don't think that I would find that fulfilling, but these people on the panel showed me that you can work for yourself and do YouTube, but also do a bunch of other stuff that all links together, and that was just really cool to see. I sometimes feel like I am a bit too old to be taking YouTube so seriously, and I feel like I can't often talk about it with people who aren't in the YouTube world because they're just not gonna get it, and they're gonna think I'm a bit nuts for bothering to spend so much of my time on making videos. But there was an awesome quote from Freddie Wong that I want to read you. He said, "If half your friends are like, 'Why are you doing that? That's a stupid idea,' then you're probably on the right track." And I really like that. Hank Green also talked about believing in your obsession and how you're going to be obsessed with something that a lot of people think is dumb, and that's okay. And that made me feel a lot better about myself, and it also made me feel super inspired too. It was just good to know that other people also think that way, and that it's totally alright to be obsessed with making videos for YouTube. The Women on YouTube community panel and also the Women on YouTube workshop were both amazing. There was a lot of really inspiring people in the room for them. I hadn't heard of Akilah Hughes before the Women on YouTube panel, but now she's one of my favourite people. I think she's amazing, and she's also super nice. So you should check out her channel if you haven't already. It'll be linked down below. The creator workshop was especially fun because we were all in groups just talking. We had some topic points that were given by the moderators. Our moderator was Lex from Tyrannosaurus Lex, but then we could just, I don't know, all offer our opinions and all talk. And you know me, I'm not much for public speaking, but I did say a few things because I felt like I could. It was just really cool because everyone sort of felt like an equal there, which was really nice, and I've got a lot of new channels to check out because of it. The Less Than Famous panel is the last one I'll mention, and this one was made up entirely of smaller YouTubers, which is really cool, and I was super impressed with the turnout of this panel. It was almost busier than some of the panels I went to that had big famous YouTubers on it, which was really cool to see. They talked a lot about being a small YouTuber, the pros and cons of that, the struggles that they face, and obviously I could so relate to that. It's nice to know that I could get as much inspiration from a panel of smaller YouTubers as I could from a panel of the big stars, and I think it goes to show that as much as we need diversity in the ethnicity and the gender of people on panels, we also need diversity in the subscriber counts of YouTubers represented on panels as well. I think that smaller YouTubers have just as much value to give as bigger ones when it comes to panels. It'd be cool to see smaller YouTubers represented throughout VidCon and throughout any YouTube event really, and not just on a smaller YouTuber's panel. So those are my very rambly thoughts on VidCon and the panels that I went to. I went to one meetup there. I went to Casey Neistat's Beam meetup, and I got to meet him, and he was in my vlog, which you would have seen if you see my vlog, again, link down below, and also got a photo of him, which I'll insert here, which is really cool because he is my favourite YouTuber. I also got to meet a bunch of other YouTubers just around about at the hotel bar or on the creative floor. I obviously met Nikki Phillippi and Karen Cabot in my mentorship meetings, which were amazing. I don't think I ever explained properly in my vlog what they were, but basically before VidCon they sent out an email saying if you had a project that you thought might be worthy of talking to a creator about, then you could submit like a little paragraph essay thing, and you might be chosen to have a little session where you could get some advice from people who are obviously good at what they do. And I managed to get one with Nikki Phillippi and one with Karen, which was amazing, and they were both really, really useful. So definitely make use of them if you're going to VidCon. Don't be afraid to apply. Like, I didn't know what to expect, so just gave it a shot and I managed to get some, which was awesome. On the creator floor I also met Law DIY, who was really cool. I absolutely love her videos. And who else did I meet? I stayed around to talk to a few people after their panels, like Akilah Hughes, because I'd just like heard of her and I thought she was amazing and I just wanted to tell her that. And also Essie Button, got to meet her as well. Then at the hotel bar I said hi to Lily and Anna and also to Jack Howard, and I got to chat a little bit to Melanie Murphy, who we've been like friends on Twitter for a while, so that was really cool. That's enough name dropping, I think. I don't know. Thought you guys might be interested in who I managed to meet. I didn't actually attempt to meet that many people, to be honest. I'm sure that I could have tried harder, but you know, I would definitely be going back to VidCon next year, and I would 100% recommend it for any creators out there who are watching this. Like I said, I am crossing my fingers for more creator networking events next year though. I think that would really take VidCon to the next level and make it really valuable for smaller YouTubers. If you went to VidCon as well, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments if you agreed or disagreed with me. I hope I didn't come across as bratty or anything like that. I don't know, I just wanted to be honest and give you my true thoughts on the experience. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel after this video and you like what you see. I don't know. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did. And I will see you on Saturday for a design tutorial, and then this time next week for a Disney vlog. I'll see you then. Bye!